Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Belgian Grand Prix results for F1, 2 and 3. But before we get into that, let's first talk about, I guess, 4 weeks times race, that being the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. So F1 will first start off with FP1 and FP2, both and them will be on a Friday. FP1 will start at 12:30, 1:30, FP2 will start at 4 to 5. FP3 and qualifying will be on a Saturday. FP3 that's 11:30 to 12:30, qualifying will start at 3 to 4. And finally the race itself, which will be on a Sunday, that will start at 3 o'clock. And the F1 circus will be joined by the F1 Academy after its return for a month or two. FP1 and FP2, both of them will be on a Friday at 10:10 at 10:50 for FP1 and FP2. They'll start at 5:30 to 6:30. Qualifying, so the first qualifying session on a Saturday as well. So both qualifying sessions will be on a Saturday. Both of them will be at 10:15 to 10:45. Basically, if you don't know how that works, it will be the first fastest and I think the second fastest, I believe, will be the starting grid. The race 1, which will be on a Saturday, that will start at 5:05 to 5:35, and finally on Sunday, race 2, that'll start at 10:40 to 11:10. So now let's have a look now at the F3 results. F3, first off with the sprint race, that was won by Dino Beganovic, followed by Gabriel Mini and No Leon ran out the podium. And then for the top 10, we have Tim Tremendous, Sebastian Montoya, Oliver Goethe, Callum Voisin, Santiago Ramos, Lena Fanarola, and Lawrence Van Hopen ran out the top 10. Maxwell Esterson, the American driver driving for Genza Motorsports, crashed out at Radion on the first lap. It was bucketing down with the rain, so I do understand that, but I'm glad it was just a one-car incident. I mean, hell, look what happened to Van Toff earlier this year, obviously, when he sadly passed away because of rain here at Belgium. I think in the F4, is it the F1 the regional championship? Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, I mean, I'm just happy at least it was a one-car incident. That's what I'm really happy about. But either way, it was a very it was a very just normal F3 race. There wasn't a lot of crashes, which is pretty good. And it was a good battle as well between both Primo drivers of Dino and Gabriella, and then Leon was coming up pretty quickly as well. But it was mainly Dino and Mini. Both of them were doing a great job there. And then for the feature race, I was won by Callum Voisin. I'm pretty sure he gets his first feature race win, but I'm pretty sure he's second in his career for F3, but obviously I might be wrong. Followed by Sebastian Montoya and Leonardo Fanarola ran the podium. And then for the top 10, we have Noah Leon, Sammy Megatunov, Luke Browning, Maxwell Esterson, Santiago Ramos, Tim Tremendous, and finally 10th place, it is Alex Dunn. Arvid Lindblad, he had a horrendous weekend. He got dumped by Christian Mansell. It was basically the ice on the cake of his weekend. It was horrible. He qualified 27th, I believe, or 22nd, or 26th, somewhere deep in the field on both races. It was just not a good weekend for Arvid Lindblad, who did lose quite a lot of points. Well, actually, it was some points on the championship lead, but he is still on the championship hunt, which is good. But massive congratulations though to Callum Voisin. I mean, it's a great breakout victory for him, and I do hope to see him a bit more as well, either in F3 or in F2, but we just have to wait and see though. For the standings, as we head over now to the final race for F3, that being in Monza, Leonardo Fanarola and Gabriel Mini, both of them separated by 1 point, followed by Luke Browning, Arvid Lindblad, Dino Beganovic, Christian Mansell, and 7th place it is Oliver Goethe. The top 7 are in championship contention, so we have 7 drivers who could possibly win this championship. Goethe and Mansell, they're in a bit of a stretch, but the top 5 are definitely going to be ones to watch out for. 8th place actually was Nikola Solov, who did not compete because of pretty sure he was banned because he raced at Spa in another series. And 9th place, it is Noah Leon, and then entering the top 10 for the first time, Callum Voisin. So he's having a pretty good year so far, and a pretty late resurgence as well. But everyone's gonna be focusing on that top 7, who does have a chance to win this championship. Goethe and Mansell, like I mentioned beforehand, a bit of a stretch. They kind of need a miracle. But the top 5 are going to be very interesting. I mean, Prema, they have already locked the Constructors' Championships, but could one of the Prema drivers win? Not really too sure. Let's have a look now at the F2 results. F2 first off with sprint race, I was won by Zach O'Sullivan, followed by Dennis Halger and Richard Vishaw ran out the podium. And then for the top 10, we have Zane Maloney, Jack Crawford, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Oliver Bierman, Franco Colapinto, Isaac Hajar, and Gabriel Bortoleto ran out the top 10. This race was cancelled due to rain. I think it was by like lap 7, I believe. So yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of running. And I do feel bad for Antonelli, Bierman, and Colapinto, because yes, those drivers will got the points in an actual race, but because that it was stopped early on lap 7, they didn't, and I think they only the top 5 got points, which is pretty disappointing there, I'll be honest, because I mean Antonelli, he was flying in the rain, so at least we know he is an amazing wet weather driver. But either way, I guess you could say this kind of reminds us of 2021 Spa, but at least we got some racing there, but it wasn't a lot, to be honest, because the rain was bucketing down. For the feature race, though, it was clear, sunny, and we actually got some running. Isaac Hajar had won this race, followed by Gabriel Bortoleto and Jack Crawford ran at the podium. Then for the top 10, we have Zach O'Sullivan, Richard Vishaw, Zane Maloney, Rotoma Miyata, Amory Cordial, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Joshua Dirksen ran at the top 10. Bierman and Marty, both of them immediately crashed out coming to turn 1 into the source. Yeah, it was just not a good day, I'll be honest, for Marty. He's just been struggling as well pretty at the tail half of the season. Bierman has been struggling quite a lot as well this year as well. Could have won it in Imola if it wasn't for that botched pit stop. And the other one as well was Paul Aaron. Second in the championship coming into this race, ran out of fuel, I'm pretty sure. And he was just in disbelief. He was running 3rd place, so he would have actually got onto the podium if he didn't run out of fuel. So yeah, it's very unlucky there for poor Aaron, but for Isaac Hajar, it is looking really good for him. And now for the driver's standings, look at the points gap they have, well he has I should say, between him and Gabriel Bortoleto. He's now moved up now to 2nd place after Paul Aaron's misfortune. Speaking of him, finishes out in 3rd place. Then we have Zane Maloney, Jack Crawford, Franco Colapinto, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Dennis Halger, Kush Miney, and Zach O'Sullivan ran out the top 10. Let's now have a look now at the F1 results. And the winner of this race in F1 was not George Russell, but Lewis Hamilton, followed by Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc ran at the podium. Then Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo ran at the top 10. Followed by Lance Stroll, Alexander Albon, Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, Valtteri Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda, Logan Sargent, Nico Hulkenberg ran out all their classified finishes. Zhou Guanyu retired because of a power unit problem, and George Russell was disqualified. The original winner of this race was disqualified because of underweight. I think he was 1.5 kilograms under the weight limit, so naturally disqualified. He was one of a few drivers who tried the one stop, which actually worked out pretty well for him. I think he saved his side. I mean, he saved his side really well when up to the 1st place until the weight limit of when he didn't weigh the minimum, well I should say didn't reach the required weight limit. And it sucks, I'll be honest, because he ran an amazing race, and Hamilton, Piastri, both of them were coming behind him very slowly, and Russell held both of them down. But I mean, it doesn't really matter now that he's been disqualified, so yeah, it's pretty unlucky there, I'll be honest, for George. But hopefully he can bounce back and just relax and all that other stuff, because I mean, now it's the summer break, everyone can now kick their feet up and relax. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if George does come back strong at Zandvoort. Most likely will. Sorry, I should say most likely he will, but we have to wait and see that. But all in all, pretty decent race. So Zhou was the first DNF and first retirement because of a power unit problem. But George Russell was maybe the biggest one who got disqualified. I can't even remember the last time someone got disqualified in F1. It's been quite a while. But either way, retirements, Guan Yu, Zhou. I mean, power unit pass lap did go to Sergio Perez. Driver day went to Lewis Hamilton, followed by Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, George Russell, and Charles Leclerc. No Lando Norris. I'm glad the F1 Twitter people are now learning. Obviously, only one driver obviously had penalties in the race, that being George Russell, because the car didn't meet the required weight limit, that being 798. Obviously they weighed 796. So yeah, that's the main problem there for George Russell. So as we now head off now to the summer break for F1, this is now what the standings now looks like. Max Verstappen still in the lead, followed by Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri now moves up a spot over Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll right out the top 10. Then for the other drivers, we have Nico Hulkenberg, Yuki Tsunoda, Daniel Ricciardo, Oliver Bearman, Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, Esteban Ocon now moves up a spot over Alexander Albon, Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, and Valtteri Bottas, all of them yet to score a point. Then for the constructors, we have Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin, RB, Haas, Alpine Williams, and Stake. So just a reminder, the next week's schedule race will be at Zandvoort for the F1 Academy and F1. So now, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. It will really help me, especially on this channel. I wish every F1 fan a great summer break. Yeah, we'll see what bombshell happens during the summer break, because we know obviously in the past bombshell has happened. So that's really bad for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.